Okay, good morning everyone. So for the class today, we are going to do the rocket model. So let's take a look of our reference. Basically, this is a symmetry model, and we have the body of the rocket, and its unique red head, and the four wings, and there's an injector, and four windows. And for sure, you can do some customization and make more detail on your models. Uh, In this one, we can use in all the basic modeling technique inside this semester, including revolve, sweep 1, sweep 2, loft, planar surface, and split trims, all these kind of basic techniques. So I think it will be a very good practice for you guys. So let's take a look. Last time we have finished this one. So actually, if you don't want to touch them anymore, we can just directly lock all of them so that you will not touch them anymore and you cannot move them anymore. Okay, so it's better for you. And I think here, well, yeah, we have a curve. We don't need that one anymore. So let's just delete. Okay, go back to shading mode. And right now, right here, I'm going to create the Rocky model. Or we can just direct close. Turn off the bulb. Alright, so let's take a look. So basically this one is just like, let's say we can use in a cylinder or maybe we can use in a sphere and try to do the similar stuff. And but this time I want to, the things I want to do is using sweep one, and I think it will be easier. So first things I want to do is that basically the section of the model it will be circle. So let's using a sphere instead of a circle. And I want to work on the center area. So let's turn on grid snap and draw a circle. Okay. And we can define the radius. So probably the radius for this time the since I want to use is uh, since our plan, the panel, each panel, the size of each panel is 70 centimeter by 70 centimeters. So I will make the radius of the button 45. Okay, probably too much. It's diameter, so let's make sure right now change the diameter 45. If it's too large, we can change that later. And then let's draw a vertical line in the center. It's just a reference. Then go to the side view. Hold on your shift key and drag. Okay, drag this one so that we can now, this is the center axis. And I want to draw another horizontal line. This is the one which I'm using for measure the height. The height of the rocket, I guess we can use in maybe 140. Okay, just right here. Right here. Perfect. If you want to see all of them in 4 different view, just select all of them and you using your right mouse button to do the selections so that you can see. Alright, so right for now I want to use the things I want to use is probably I want to use sweep to do that. So which means I need to have these section lines right here. And also the 143 centimeter high is the total height of the rocket. So so it's supposed to include the red cap. So probably I also have to define the height of the red cap. So it will be probably negative 40 just here. So this part will be the red cap and this part it will be the body. Okay, so let's go to using control point curve and choosing the side point. And now you can use in project or you if you don't, it's up to you, you can use that one or not. Let's draw the sections. Okay, and make sure this one is a flattened one, and if it's not, you can use in the gumball to the scale function inside gumball to flatten them into a 2D curve. Okay, so for example, let's show me how to do that. If you draw like this, it's not working, so make sure you choose this one, go to gumball and type in 0 and it will be flattened, and then go to using move this one back. Okay, so this is the section line, so you can change that. I think probably I will change this one a little bit, maybe more fat and smaller, higher, just like this. Okay, and for the cap, we can use that one as well, or you can just directly use the cone to do that. So it's up to you. Actually, we can just directly using the cap, the cone to do that. So it will be our cap, all right? And I think I like this kind of cartoon style. Probably a little bit too fat, so I wanna smaller this one. Okay, maybe smaller. And for this part as well, I would redo that again. Let's redo that again using the cones right here. Okay, just like this. Perfect. So now let's go back to perspective view and using sweep 1. If you remember sweep, the logic of sweep, basically this is the most fundamental tools inside Rhinoceros, and you can do almost every different kind of transportation or free form with sweep 1 and sweep 2. But you need to know how to decompose the geometries. So first things, it asks us to select the rail. So the rail will be this one because I'm going to use in this section to move along the rail. So let's choose in this one first, and then choosing the cross sections and press enter, and it will be done. Okay, perfect. So this is the body of the rocket, and for the ejector, we can do that in the same way, but probably we can try to using another different way. First thing is, right now I have a curve, button curve inside, and I want to have this one. This part has a section, so that's using offset of the curve inside, and probably just offset for 5 will be too much, just 3 centimeter, and move this one down. Also negative 3, and type in loft. Okay, just like this. This is a sharp corner. Now, for now, we don't have to worry about the opposite, the back face or front face, because right now we can fix that later. All right. So and then let's take a look. So basically, you will have a lot of sections, and we already have this section right here. And the following part, we are going to do this kind of section stuff. So how can we do that? And I will use in a simple way to do that. Let's go. If you want to extrude, right now I'm going to extrude the curve here and copy that one as a reference and duplicate probably 3 section curve and using that one as a guiding line and to do the, my surface modeling. And how can we extract the curve from the surface? Let's go here, curve, convert a curve from object, and you can choose a duplicate edge or border. And this time I'm going to choose a duplicate border. It will be a continuous curve, just like here. Okay, so now we have this one. And how about the distance between each sections? Probably we can use in around negative 20. A little bit too much, so let's do that again. Choosing the curve right here. When you have multiple options here in the same position, you will come out this kind of selection menu, and you can just choose the one you want to use. So for example, the one now I'm going to use in the curve, so let's choose here. I will copy this one. So type in, hold on your Auto key and type in negative 10, and do that again, negative 10, negative 10. So this is the 3 section I want to have. And now I'm going to enlarge this one. Yes, using offset. I think offset is easier to control. So for now, the size of this one, let's go to dimension, linear dimension, and measure the size of the sphere. This is around 39. So I wanna, this one it could be, it can, probably has, but this one will be 39 as well. And this one is supposed to be bigger, and this one is supposed to be bigger more, and this one is supposed to be the biggest. So every time I will add around 3 centimeters to each circle in radius. So that's using offset and 3 centimeters. So this one twice, this one 3 times. Okay, so now we have, and we can use loft. Loft is just like a sweep, but in loft we cannot define the section line. We can only define the rail line, but it will be faster. Okay, so let's choosing this one. This one and this one. Okay, just like this. A little bit weird, so probably we have to change the form because as far as you can see, uh, the upper one is the smallest and the bottom one is the biggest. So we need to follow the logic to do that. So when we are working on this one, there is something wrong here. But let's just keep this one, okay? And we can using another advanced tool to do this kind of T shape. So let's type in loft again, choosing this curve, and fill in the cape. Let's do the same things right here, okay? And for the last part, we can leave that like this, and we can feel that we can solve that part in the end. So select all of them, Control J for join them as one. And now we don't need. You can keep. Usually I would just keep group all the curve and hide them because sometimes we might need them later. And right now I'm going to use the advanced tool, and that's something we never tried to do that before. You can merge them first so that it will look better. So how can we transform this one into T shape? Let's use this one. Go to transform, and now I'm going to use deformer. Deformer is something that we can use for deform the model without using control points or another different model tools. We can just give this one a deformer and use the deformer to transform the model. For example, let's take a look of this cube. This one is a just little, very simple column cube, and we can using. If I want to change this one, I can directly. I want to twist this one. We can just give this one a deformer or twist a deformer, and you can choose in the twisted axis and choosing the first point and choosing the second point. So now you can, as far as you can see, you can rotate this one, and it will also change the typologies of the model. Okay. So now I'm going to use this way to do the scale and make this one like a T shape. Let's go to the where is that cage? I think. First thing we need to create a cage for this one. So let's choose in the model and let's just directly using bounding box. And bounding box it will measure the max size of the model. So let's choose in the bounding box, and you can just choose in the word coordinator, and it doesn't matter. And for now, you have to choose how many points you want to have. And basically, this time I just wanted to have 2 points in every sections because I don't want to have too many points to control. So let's just choose 2 points, and degree 1 it will be fine. So now as far as you can see, we have this one. And seconds, let's choose in the model and choose in the cage. Go to transform, cage 18, cage edit. So now we can start to control this model. Choosing the bottom curve and scale up. As far as I can see, it will be deformed. A little too much, it's smaller. Okay, so we can directly use the cage to control the shape of the model. So it's I would not say it's an easy way because usually when you're using the deformer to do that, the model will be more complex. As far as you can see, the geometry and the typology become different. But anyway, that's a way. That's one way we can modify the model. And now, once you finish, we can just directly turn off and press F10 or F11, and you can turn for that one, and you can directly delete. Okay, so let's turn off the isocurve so it will look more clear. And for the rest of the part, for the inner stuff, let's just give this one more one more sections inside, so make this one have some thickness and it will be fine. So let's do this. Let's curve from object, duplicate border, choosing this one, Okay, and now let's choose a curve right here in the bottom here, and offset for 3, and lot. Okay, and for the inner part, I want to create, let's say, just like a inner injector. Also, we cannot see that, but I think it will make some nice detail. So let's do that. Okay, so first things, let's show all, because I have already created some curve inside, and let's select the curve right here. If I don't have, let's just remain clear. Curve from object, duplicate border, and I'm going to choose in, let's just choose in curve from edge. Okay, duplicate edge, and choosing this one, and copy this one down, and the smaller this one, probably, hold on, shift key and type in 0.7, 0.7. Okay, and using loft key again, choosing loft, curve, create an inner injector. Probably too much. Let's smaller. Hold on, shift key to smaller this one, using loft. Okay, just like this, and we can flip this one, or just directly give this one a thickness. So using offset surface to extrude. For the distance, let's just choose in 0.5. I think it will be fine. Okay, and let's turn. Sorry for that. Because if you directly do the offset, it will come out of the ejector. So let's use an offset surface again. This time make them extrude from inside, not rather than outside. Okay, make sure the arrows was aimed to the inner area. So press enter and it will be done. Let's go to the other side, turn off the show iso curve, and delete all the curve which we don't use. For this one, let's just select all plane, Ctrl J. Okay, delete. And for the inner part, if you don't like this way, if you really want to have a super clean model, well, we can do that as well. Let's just choose in, but actually it doesn't matter. Alright, I will just keep it like this, okay? So this is pretty much done, and you can select all plane, Ctrl J for join or not. Right now, because this one is a solid object, so you cannot join with open surface model. So right now this one is an open surface model, so you cannot join them together. But it's okay. I think the body part is pretty much done. So next part, let's create the wing for the model, for the rocket. Let's take a look. The wing, just like this, is a free-form shape. So in order to do that, we need to draw the outline first, and then using planar surface and offset surface for extrude the thickness. Let's go to the front view, and I prefer using shape view to do that. So this time I think we don't need a very specific scale, but if you want, we can just directly draw a rectangle and draw the things inside the rectangle, so we can control the size of the model. Okay, so but I think it will take too much time to do that. So rather than that, I will just directly use the control point curve and the point line to do that. So let's do this. I think the shape, let's take a look again, just like this. And it's up to you, you can do some customizations. So let's go here and start to draw the shape of the wing. Probably we don't need that much control point. So if you think you have already created too many control points, you can directly delete. Okay, delete some of the control vertex so that you will make your curve easier to control. Inner. Alright, just like this. This is outside curve. And for inner curve, that's just offset curve. And I will in offset probably 5 centimeter and press enter. Let's do it again. Okay. And right, but if you just directly using offset surface, offset curve, it will create a lot of counterpoint. So that we need to rebuild. Type in rebuild and rebuild that one into something less counterpoint, maybe 8, it will be fine. For sure, we don't need, because we just want to using the offset curve to create a thickness for the wing, so it doesn't have to be exactly the same, just like the owner curve. Just like this, so it's different. If layer looks different, that's fine, because we need, the things we need is just a curve that we can control. I will turn off the grid snap and just draw the shape of the wing. Okay, so from now on, it's about manually work, so you can control the curve, make them smoother, just like this. Alright, probably this part could be higher, it will look better. So for the final part, let's closure the curve. So let's draw this one, and also draw here. And right now it was cross sections. So if you want, we need to clean them up. So let's use in trims. Right here, Control T, or just click here for trim. Select all of them and choose this part just about to clean up. And select all the curves, Control J, to make them become into one closed curve. So this one is pretty much done. And still we can do editing, maybe enlarges. Okay. Alright, so for the inner part, the things I want to do is to create another decorations, and you can do more details. Alright, so I will use in offset, choosing this one, and offset around maybe 1 centimeter, it will be fine. Too less, 1.5 centimeter, just like this. Okay, and we can create some section. Maybe I want to create some kind of like a truss or something, and so with that we can draw some like a triangle mesh surface inside, just like this. Right, and then in order because of the things we're probably this is a little bit too dense, so let's do it again. Okay, just like this. Okay, just like this. And for the pattern inside, I think it doesn't have to be very specific, very precise, just based on your feeling. And let's clean up this one, because all the things here, they are actually 3D dimensional objects, so you cannot just directly give them a single line. You need some thickness. Okay, you need some thickness. So let's using offset to give this one some thickness. Okay, just like this, and make sure that they are closures. So in order to make this part closure, you need to use an extend, ext and d. And if you want to extend this curve to here, we need to choose in a target. This is a target, and you can extend. And let's do that again. Extend, extend. All right. So I think for now it's pretty clean. Let's select everything and make this one become closed, and also clean up curve. Right now we are just working just like we are working on the blueprint of the wing. So For now, all of them, they are just 2D surface. Okay, so now we can start to work. First thing is let's using planar surface to give this one a planar surface, just like this. Okay, and let's go to the 3D view. Let's go to the 3D view. We need to copy a couple of things. So let's copy this one first. And for the inner part, I wanna again, I wanna cut off the inner area. So that's using split. Choosing this one, choose the surface, and cut off. And let's copy again. This is second layer. And the final layer, it will be the truss. So let's using split again. Choosing this one, and choosing the object which we are going to use for cutting. So now we have the pattern right here. So this is the third layer. Let's move them. Alright, so let's start to do the assembling. Alright, so actually very simple. Let's just using offset surface, extrude for both sides. So I think the thickness it could be around 3 centimeters. So for both sides, we need to offset around 1.5 centimeter, and make sure you have choosing both sides. Okay, and the next part, the things we are going to do, I want to use in this one to engraving the pattern right here. So in order to do that, we need to go to part view, go to project, and type in move this one to this area. Okay, make sure you have turned on the project so that it will not move in the Z direction, so it can stay in the same position, just like this. Okay, and let's type in offset. For the engraving thickness, the dips, I think it can be around 0.5, and this time just one side, it will be fine. And for the other side, we need to do a both. So let's use a mirror. Select this face, type in mirror. Okay, so let's go to Boolean, using Boolean difference. Choosing this one, that's the one we want to use for Boolean. And this is the two objects we are using for cutting. So now as far as you can see, let's delete them, and you can see the result. And final one, it's about the truss. So let's move inside. And mirror to, and directly select this one and type in offset surface. And it was I think we can offset lace distance. So let's do that again. Offset surface, and this time 0.3. Okay, 0.3. Because we do the negative side, so so we need to move them out. Alright, pretty much finished. So let's mirror this one to the other side. Alright, so this is the end. We don't need that part anymore. Let's choosing everything and using Boolean union to boolean them as one object. Actually, because this is the repetition object, so we can make them become a component. So if you make them become a component, when you change this part, and every other part will change, just like when we are working on the tank. I think that's the command we have learned before. So let's select this model and type in block, and choosing this one as the basic one, and I will call this one fan or wing. Okay, so let's move this model back to our body, the rocket body. So let's using project and type in move. Make sure they are on the right positions. Go into the side view. Okay, I think this one looks fine. And for the rest, let's just rotate and copy. Go to the top view, select this one, type in rotate. and copy. Make sure this is yes, just like when we are working on the alien juicers. Okay, finish. Alright, so the last part, it will be about the window, right? This one. So in my reference model, we have two windows. Let's take a look in render mode. Okay. Inside our reference model, we have two windows. So let's just create a one unit and scale up, and then do the copy stuff, and it will be done. Very simple. Let's use in cylinder. Go to the side view. Then transform to wireframe mode. Let's start here, and we can define. I think it can be maybe the radius could be 7.5, just like this. And we need to extrude. For the thickness, I think it can be longer, because we need to insert this one into the body of the rocket. So the length can be 20, not too much, maybe just 12. Okay. Once you finish, move them out to here. Okay. And then we are going to explode this one. Explode and delete the interface. Let's hide this one and delete this part. Show them again. And choosing the body of say surface. And the thickness could be 0.5. Too less. Maybe more. Maybe 1. Okay. And for the inner glass, I want that one as let's say maybe it's not a planar 2D glass. It has some curvature, so that I will use in sphere. So let's draw a curve first. Turn off the project. Find out the center point of the cylinder. Go to the solid object, the primitive, choosing sphere. Choose the midpoint right here and flatten this one. Okay, I'm going to flatten this one and move this one inside. So right now it's pretty much finished. Move this one out a little bit, and for sure we can add on more detail. So first things, let's code. I want to make this one as a component again. So let's select all of them, Ctrl G as a group, and choose type in block. And I will call this one window. Okay, this one is the window. And let's copy this one first. So let's do this. Go to the front view and hold on your Alt key and move, copy and move around 20, maybe more, -10. So totally is 30. And I want to enlarge this one. Okay. Once you enlarge, once you deform the component, you cannot add into this one. You cannot add it in this one anymore. So you can choose the original one. Let's copy this one to the other side. Mirror. Okay. Let's go to the render mode. So pretty much finished, but still lack of the detail. So for now, first things let's clean up our model first. For this one, I want to let this one become a solid object. So let's use in cap for capping the hole right here, right? And then I want to create a little distance in between the cap and the body. So let's move this one. Or actually, we can just directly create a let's say bevel face in the border. So let's hide this part, and I want to use in the fillet curves, or you can just click the little triangle here and choose in chamfer surface. And the distance will be 0.5 by 0.5. And choose this one, create a little corner right here. And once you create the chamfer surface, it will become separate. So you need to rejoin them again. Okay, and for the bottom part, I will do the same thing. Create the chamfer face. Because they are separate face, so we need to do them one by one. Select all the chamfer face. Select all of them. Ctrl J for join. And we cannot see them right now because they are inside. So we need to use in trim and select the chamfer face first and delete the rest of the part. Or you can just directly using the or we can just directly using split. I think it will work better using this one, split, choosing the chamfer face, press enter, choosing this one, split. Okay, doesn't work. Let's explore this one, okay? And then do that one by one, so it will be more safe. Just choosing the chamfer face. Alright, I think this part is not very good to use in this one, the chamfer face. Alright, I will redo that again. Let's undo everything. Okay, let's keep like this. And this time, let's using the old trick, just like what we did before. I need to split this circle into 4 sections. So first things, redo that, explode, using curve, follow the sections, which means these kind of 6 lines. Let's draw the curve on the point, on the vertex. And now we have two section lines. Let's using these 2 section lines to cut the surface. So it's using split, choosing the face, choosing the curve. So now we have 4. And then I think it will work. Let's go to the chamfer face, choosing these 2. Yes, just like this. It's a little bit annoying, but sometimes it will happen. Alright, so reselect all of them again, join them together. Okay, let's turn on everything. It looks fine. We have this kind of bevel face right here. And for the rest of the detail, we can directly using, if you want, you can keep creating the bevel face again. But this time I want to create some kind of detail on the surface, body surface. So how can we do that? First thing is, right now this is a solid space. So let's go to the side view. The thing I want to do is to draw a box right here. Extrude. So I draw a box right here, and I want to create some kind of details in every wings. So I will move and make sure you have turned on the project. Move them inside, and we can scale down more. And if you want to have a very specific size, just do the reference guiding line. So for example, this part I want to have around maybe 3 centimeter. So make sure this part, these 2 lines, the distance of these 2 lines, 3 centimeter. So let's use in scale 1D. Scale the box. And for this part, you can do the same thing. But I think probably this part I will not do that anymore. Just using visual one will be fine. Okay. So now we have this one. And I want to move this one inside. And let's take a look of the result. First things I want to use in Boolean difference, and this is the things I want to cut, and this is one I want to cut. I want to use it for cutting, so I want to create this kind of detail. Okay, probably a little bit too much, so I will make this box smaller. Let's go to the side view again, smaller, and there's another option actually we can use. It was called solely point on. Okay, so that we can directly move the vertex. Alright, so that's the things. Let's copy this one and to various directions. So let's using rotate again. Okay, copy this for cube and using Boolean difference, choosing the one we want to cut from, choosing the object we want to using for cutting. Not this one. Okay, and press enter. Delete the cutting object. Okay, so that's the detail. Let's go to render mode and take a look. Just like the full wing was inserted inside. So final thing is that create the detail of the scene edge of the model. So just the old trick again. Let's draw the reference box. Using that one for extrusions. Go back to shading mode. Okay, just like this. And don't forget to move the box into the center. Let's use a move. Okay, just like this. And go to rotations. Go to top view for rotations. Alright, so let's go back using Boolean difference, choosing the body, enter, choosing the object we are using for cutting. Now we have the section line. Okay, so final things, I think we can create some kind of, let's say, decorations on the border, on the surface. So let's go to the side view, and I want to just using simple sphere. Okay, this is the reference, this is the model, and yeah, I think it's fine. So let's just do that manually. I will move this one down, negative 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, and let's go to side view and turn on your project, move them to the border. Just like this. Probably too much, maybe just 3 will be quite enough. And let's do the mirror, because this time the window is supposed to not have this kind of needle. Using mirror, mirror this one, hold the needle to the other side. And actually we can make this one make them on the both sides. So let's move to active one, and the other side I want to have the same needle, just like a mirror. So let's do that. Go to the top view, mirror. Okay, pretty much finished. And for this one, we can just directly using Boolean to merge this needle with our body, so it doesn't have to be separated. Choosing them and union. Alright, let's take a look at the result. Nice. Okay, so now it's time for give our model some textures. So let's go to the object. This time, still I want to use in the layer to control the textures. So let's create a layer 8, and I will call this one rocket. But this time, I want to do the separate layer just inside the rocket. So I will call this one red RK, and this one is red color. And layer 2 RK, metal color. And layer 3 RK, blue color. Okay, and let's change the color first. So this is red, this is metal, and this is blue, and change the material. So this time I'm going to use metal, just metal, and the color, the red color for sure is just red color. So let's go to the wheel, color pick wheel, click OK. And for the metal, I want to use in metal and go to custom setting, maybe platinum, just like this. And for the rocky blue, again go to metal and using color wheel, choosing light blue color, just like this. Click OK. Alright, so for this part, it's supposed to look like metal, so change the object layers. For the cap, it's red color, and also for the wing, I think it's the same. Okay, let's take a look, and this part is blue color, so let's change them into blue color. And because right now, these things, they are components, so if we want to change the color, we need to click inside and select a model inside the block and change the object so that they will change. And for this part as well, let's do the same thing. The ring, I think they're supposed to be metal, and the inner part is supposed to be glass, so I will call it one glass. Maybe some yellow color, but this part we need to change that. Don't forget about that, okay? Glass, and let's choose this one, change the layers, click OK. Alright, so I think the material is supposed to be finished. Let's go to render view, take a look at the result. Because for now, we can see the inner, so the interior looks a little bit weird. So if you want, you can using boolean to cut off this one. Okay, we can using the boolean to cut off the body, so it will look more realistic. Let's take a look. Go to cylinder. Using a cylinder to draw a cylinder, and using boolean difference, choosing this one, cut off, so that you can see the interior go outside. But I think it doesn't matter. I will just leave like this. We don't need to cut off them. Alright, so our rocket is pretty much finished, and for sure it can change the color if you think it's too bright. And our metal, I think it can be darker. And the glass I think is fine, so it doesn't matter. We still cut off. Alright, let's just cut off the rocket body, okay? So let's go to here and choosing the cylinder again. Draw a reference line so that we can catch the inner point of the cylinder, the center point of the window, and using a sphere, using a cylinder. Go to boolean difference, choosing the body, choosing the cutting object, the cylinder, so that we can cut through. Okay. So for the metal, I guess it can be darker, just like this. Alright, so once you finish select all of them, make them become the group, and we can show everything. This is the rocket. Finish. And for sure, if you see that we have to change the size based on our scene design, but right now I will just leave like this, okay? This is the basic one. And also, probably you might think, why is my model have some of these kind of reflections, but inside here we don't have? Because I have do the lighting. Once you do the lighting, it will look like more realistic. Okay, you will even under the render mode, not the riches mode. Even under the render mode, you will see the more realistic lighting and the shading. And also, there is still some detail setting about the material we haven't finished. But anyway, that's about the rocket. And next time, we are going to finish the game console, and all the basic setting of the model will be done. And so that we can move forward to do the interactive scripting. So make our model interactive with the song and the music. Alright, so thank you for watching, and see you next time.